Alright guys, today I'm coming back at you with some more Pokemon TCG Online, and today we're looking at an expanded deck instead of a standard deck. This deck used to be standard, of course, back when I first made it about a year ago, and this deck is very near and dear to my heart. This is the Toxibatgar deck. Has Toxicroak, Toxicroak EX, Crobat, and Gengar EX. And those are the Pokemon, and that's why, of course, named it Toxibatgar. And it's near and dear to my heart because when I first started playing this, I had never played the physical Pokemon trading card game. I had the cards when I was a kid, but I didn't know how to play. I think that's the story for a lot of people, but I mean, I'm always down to play card games. I love card games, so I try to play all of the free ones. And yeah, this came out, and has been out for a while, I guess, when I started playing, but I jumped on that, and I just had a lot of fun, and it was actually a lot easier to acquire. It's still fairly easy to acquire cards for free, and I just built this deck totally for free. And I did it because I saw someone playing Toxicroak, or Toxicroak, not Toxicroak. I saw them playing Crobat. Toxicroak was actually in the format at the time. People were playing that a lot, but it was the Crobat that I saw, and it just like had an instant connection with me, and I just knew that that was the card for me. Oops, not that one. And so I made a poison deck. That's what I wanted to do. I decided I was gonna make a poison deck, and yeah, it was pretty awesome. It's been pretty awesome. This deck has approximately like a 65, 70, 75% win rate out of like 300 almost games. 300? More than 300 games? Slightly more than 300 games. I think it's like 130 wins and like 170 losses. I mean, that'd be exactly 300. I'm not actually sure which it is, but that was a really weird move on his part, actually. I guess he just doesn't know about how this works. I mean, actually, I guess it worked out for him. Oh no, it didn't, because I have a Master Ball in my hand. When he evolves to Golbat, he has no retreat cost, so evolve to Golbat. We actually only have 2 Golbats in our deck right now. And once I made it, I didn't edit it like at all. It's only been edited like once ever since like I got the full deck list on it. So that's pretty good. I'm not actually sure how I feel safe swapping like that. I'm swapping into Golbat here, so I'll just swap into this. Obviously the core card is Crobat, so I kind of want to keep that guy safe. Now, the big thing about this deck, or the main thing stay of this deck, is that it doesn't really have any like combos. We actually just want like that. I guess he had a bad hand though. I'm not really sure if that was a good demonstration game. So I mean, I guess we'll play another one. It won't take too long to find a game, so we'll just queue up as I talk about this really quick. It doesn't have any combos or anything. It just has efficient Pokemon and just does a lot of damage, especially with, of course, the poison. If you get the Crobat and the Verbank, you're doing 60 a turn. If you get the Toxicroak and the Verbank, you're doing 50 a turn. It adds up a lot, and it's really good at taking down tanky Pokemon that would be really hard to one-shot, even with like some powerful EXs that have like infinitely stacking essentially damage. When you like deals damage equal to like how much energy they have attached and whatever. And it just works. It just really works. Gonna just go for this. Unfortunately, this hand's not like amazing, but we're gonna have to dump it. Of course, Hypnotoxic, very, very powerful card. Hey, there we go. Look at this. Actually, I'm just gonna dump the Hypnotoxic, and this, and this, and this, and this. Kind of a hard choice there, actually. we can actually already get Crobat online. We don't have any rare candies, we just do it the old-fashioned way. Of course, can't attack yet. And the reason for that is it's not really necessary, because it's not, you don't have to get them online super fast. And you also get the benefit of just playing Golbat, which of course has the sneaky bite. Does 20 damage when you play it. So it's pretty good. I've never really seen the need to put rare candies in any of the slots. I think all of the slots are pretty occupied. And of course this deck is also really, really good against decks like they use cards like Regice. Is what I'm getting at. And there we go. That'll die pretty fast. Actually, does it die next turn? Not bad at math. Dies turn after that. But the main weakness of this deck is that it can kind of get blown out sometimes, but most of the time it's just so good at sustaining, and you know, you come in for pretty damn big damage. The Golbat or the Crobat will do, with no muscle band, it'll do like 160, or no, it does like 120. It's really just insane. That's with muscle band. It does 120. It does 100 by itself, because it does the 60 plus the 40. Of course, I'm talking with Verbank. And we're just gonna evolve the Crobat right now. And of course, this deck also a big win condition, I guess, for this deck is card advantage, because Crobat gives you just a lot of card advantage. And no reason not to play the double colorless. Play on him just in case he does a enhanced hammer on it. And now the most questionable card in this deck is definitely the Croagunk, or the, well, what it evolves into, the Toxicroak. And the reason why it's in there is, I'll actually look at the graveyard real quick to look at the Toxicroak. Didn't I put a Toxicroak in my graveyard? That was last game. Well, I'll talk about it more when I look at the deck list. And the deck list, like I said, is pretty straightforward. It's just these Pokemon, and honestly, probably, if you wanted to make this deck, you probably have most of the cards, because it's just a bunch of very basic, powerful cards. And he brought this in, and I couldn't care less. We will one-shot this. I don't care about having to retreat. I could one-shot anything he has with this. Of course, gotta go for the Night Sight. Keep up our card advantage. Another double colorless. Wow, look at that. So yeah, it does 100 damage because it is a 40 plus the 60. And he already took the 20 from the Golbat, so I prepped that up. And yeah. Now he's super far behind, can't do anything. So you see, just efficient Pokemon, good cards with just card draw. It's kind of like Jund in Modern. It's just put a bunch of good stuff into a deck and just let it do its own thing. With, of course, the theme of it is poison, which is really cool in my opinion. I love it. I'm gonna take a look at the deck list right now. I'm gonna go take a look. Oh, I was wondering what was going on. Actually, is that the good Eevee? Nah, it's the bad Eevee. I was actually gonna make a deck that had Eevee in it. Alright. Oh, there's the overall wins, overall play. Actually, I don't know what I did with that edit, because it says there was an edit. Win since last edit, only 4. I'll probably just touch something and it counted as an edit. Yeah, let's go to edit, because that's a better look at it. Okay. So we have the 2 Croagunk and the 2 Toxicroak. Now, you pretty rarely use Poison Jab on this, but it can be really, really effective, because it's, it's solid 60 damage plus the 10 from poison, or 30, so it can actually be a 90 damage attack with Verbank out, so it's not bad by any means for just a stage 1. But the big player here is the 1 energy revenge, 90 damage. This has actually won me so many games that when I thought about taking it out, I was like, I can't. It's won me too many games. It's really, really good, guys. It might seem weak, but if you're going to try this deck, I highly recommend you try this deck with that card in it first before you decide to change it up for yourself. The Gengar EX, of course, this also has poison. Now, the reason why this was actually in the deck, it wasn't in the deck originally. This is just a small story, I guess, is that I actually unpacked a Gengar EX, and I was just like, it has poison, I'll just throw it into the deck, back when the deck wasn't like 100% finished. And then I just opened up a second one, and I was like, I guess this works. And it works really well. The Night Attack works really well with the Golbats. You can just snipe off low health targets. And the Dark Corridor is a very powerful attack, and of course Crobat has no retreat cost, and neither does Golbat, so it's a little bit of a combo there. And then of course him, very obvious inclusion for any poison deck, triple poison, that's pretty much the only thing you use. However, Smash Uppercut. The problem with Smash Uppercut, of course, is that it takes 2 Psychic. Most of the time you want to turn this guy on with a double colorless, but I've maybe used Smash Uppercut like 10 times, maybe. But it can't work. And of course the all-star player, the Crobat with the Night Sight. This card is insane. This card's insane. It has a 20 resistance to fighting, so that's already a bonus because a lot of cards don't have any resistance. It has a 80 damage attack for 3, but that can be amplified up to 100. Of course, that damage, though, part of the damage is the 4 or 6, if you have Verbank, of in between turns, so that can actually hit twice, so it can possibly just do 120 on its own if they pass back to you with that Pokemon out. It's really bonkers, and he can draw a card every turn. You get 2 draws on your turn, or 3. We do have 2 Crobats in deck, and I would even consider running more, but I don't know. And then of course he has 130 health, so that's pretty solid. Of course the only problem is weak to lightning. So that's our main card. So we're running 1 Evo Soda, and this is just to make sure that we're getting what we need. 4 Hypnotoxic, poison deck. This is obvious. If in the early game we don't have a way to poison them, and just does damage, puts them to sleep. The sleep has mattered and won me games several times. For our Ace Trainer, we're using Master Ball. You can use the Computer Search if you would rather. Honestly, Computer Search might be better. I just use Master Ball because that's what I have. 1 Professor's Letter, searching up energies. Only 2 Ultra Balls. We don't really need the whole package of 4 because we are drawing a lot of cards. 2 Verse Seekers. 2 the Colorist. The Colorist is very good. We typically have quite a few Pokemon on our bench, actually. 2 Lysanders, pretty standard there, I think. 4 Ends, the 4 Junipers, standard again, and 3 Verbanks, and 2 Muscle Bands, and then the 1 Pokemon Fan Club. And of course this can draw most of our Pokemon, and this is really good. Of course the Muscle Band, again, most of the stuff is, like I said, really basic, really standard stuff, just a bunch of good cards that'll help you draw, that'll help you get to what you want to do, and you know, it's just a mesh of things that work. And for energies, we're just running a simple 10 Psychic and 4 double colorless. You could run Special Psychic. I might even have some Special Psychic energies. I can't remember what they do. They make it say like no retreat cost something. I just remember I looked at them and I decided they weren't important. I would actually recommend not doing that though, because they can be targeted by Enhanced Hammer, and you don't need to have more Enhanced Hammer targets because I don't think those energies are necessary. So yeah, guys, I recommend you test out this deck. It's just a lot of fun, and it's pretty dang cheap. I'm pretty sure all these cards are really cheap, except for maybe Gengar EX. I think Toxic EX is even really cheap. Yeah, so like I said, it's really good, really fun. This is like my sole deck for this game. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.